Okay, today I'm going to talk about support shoes for the Roadrunners. Support shoes. Now, support shoes, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be for Roadrunners, those with Roadrunner shoes. Now, if no one knows what I'm talking about with the Roadrunner shoes, you might have to go and watch that video that's on the YouTube channel prior to this one, just so that you can get clear about what that is. But hey, yeah, it's it's such a tricky one because, you know, you've got these, you want to be the best supporter, the best friend, the best champion for someone, and if they're having a wobble, it's really difficult sometimes to be that support person if you don't understand what's going on. So doing these videos helps you with that. It gives you an understanding, not just self-discovery about working out who you are and how you operate as a person, which I'm really passionate about for people, but it's also understanding how other people work so that you can help them as best you possibly can. So the best thing that you can possibly do is put yourself through this free training pretty much that I'm giving you every single day. I come out with some kind of pearl of wisdom, some kind of gem that's going to shift the bar for you or someone that you care about. Okay, it's going to help you if you're in a state of overwhelm, if you're feeling stress, which a lot of us lovely ladies are, you know, let's face it, it's, you know, it's not, life was challenging already before the pandemic, and then, hey, yay, we had extra things and overloads there as well. And then, you know, we've just got the extra, the joys of hormones. We've got the, you know, situation of overwhelm. Like we've been, I think women are so far more overwhelmed than we ever have been before, you know, by virtue of our networks being, our family units have been quite fractured, dare I say. Like, you know, if I look at just my family, like my mum's in South Africa, my sister's in Australia, my brothers are in Zimbabwe and South Africa, you know, my whānau here, my family here, you know, my husband's side, you know, the closest is like 4 hours away. So just, you know, we have to deal with a lot more. We have to work longer hours. We're expected as women, you know, in the old days, they would stay at home and look after the kids. Now you're supposed to have a full-time job. If you're a career lady like I am, you know, where you actually have, you know, your own business, and you're trying to run the business and have kids and be a really good mum in the same, you know, trying to do all of that and be look good. Now social media has that, you know, in position as well. You're supposed to look a certain way, you're supposed to behave a certain way, you're always supposed to be happy, you're supposed to be achieving, you're supposed to have a fancy car, a fancy house, a fabulous husband, an ideal, you know, family, and you know, and look, and then on top of it, be a supportive person, be supporting to your children, supporting to your husband, supportive to your friends, supportive to yourself. And where do you come in all of that? Normally right at the bottom, don't you? So, you know, this is what this is all about. It's like when you get clear about, we have to get really good on our time management. We have to understand ourselves a lot better than we ever have had before. We have to understand, you know, in my terms, I talk about shoe psychology. It's like, you know, what shoes work for me, what shoes don't work for me. When you get real clear about that, you can get real clear about who you want in your social circle, what shoes you want, you know, on your path. You get clear about what shoes you want to wear, what shoes you're prepared to wear, you know, and for how long. You get clear about what shoes you no longer want to have in your life. You know, people walking on your path that you used to have on your path, and you go, like, actually, I don't want you, you know, that you're toxic, you know, good for me. When we start getting real clear about that, it makes life a lot simpler, a lot easier to manage. You can handle you don't go into overwhelm. You can choose. You can go, ooh, you know, I used to get overwhelmed because I was trying to be everything to everybody, wearing all shoe types for everybody. And now you can go, well, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not buying into that. I'm not doing that. I refuse to do that. And unapologetically so, you know, and that's the whole point, you know, and that then gives you the capacity to be a better support person, because when you can support yourself, when you've given yourself the attention and the time that you need and the nurture that you need. I liken it, to like, when those oxygen masks come down in the planes, they always say put the oxygen on yourself first, don't they? And then put it on your children or the person sitting next to you if they're needing help. You have to give yourself the oxygen first. You have to give you the time, the energy, the support that you actually require in order to survive. So it's absolutely critical that you get this right, because as a support person, how could you possibly give out if you're not putting in? Like, I think of it like a bucket. If the bucket is empty or nearly empty and you've got this much, that's all the capacity you have to give out to somebody else, isn't it? So at the end of the day, how good of a support person are you going to be if you've only got this much left in your tank? So important, ladies. More so, I think, dare I say, for ladies than anything. I mean, I'm not saying that men can't be supportive. Yes, they are. But I have, maybe just because of my practice, maybe that's why I see it. There are so many burnt out women. They cannot see the woods for the trees. This is what all of this journey about the shoe psychology is about. Understand what shoes, are in your closet to begin with. How many of them do you really need in there? Like you will only wear 20. It's that Pareto principle of 80-20, where 80% of that you don't even wear, and 20% are really what you're focusing on. Now, wouldn't it be smart to get clear about what that 20% is? Which ones are working for you? What's all this 80 stuff? How much of that can we actually get rid of, so that you can support yourself primarily first, and then when your tank is now full, when you've got a full tank like that, you're able to give out more, aren't you? You're going to be able to be more supportive to everybody else, okay, and to people particularly that you care about. And you can get clear about who you're prepared to actually support. Like maybe they've got such a bad Roadrunner syndrome that you go, I can't do this. I can't keep watching you throw yourself off the cliff like that. It's hurting me too much. I can't do that. And that is one of the things that we need to get clear about here, ladies. And it is a very hard lesson. I've got to tell you, it's not easy to do this, but you have to get to a point where you get in life where you go, do you know what? This is too painful for me to watch. Now, I'm not saying close the door. I'm saying what you say to them is, I am there when you are genuinely ready to get the help. When they can put those pair of shoes on, remember I talked about in my I'm done shoes, when they've got that pair of shoes on for real, they've genuinely hit the threshold, and they will keep their stamina shoes on. That's another video you might want to watch. And they can put those two on, and they implement what the recommendations are by professionals, by people, practitioners, whoever it is, and they stick with it. That's when you can be a really good support person. That's when you know what, I will 110% be there for you. Okay, and this is what I do tell to my guys that come to me. If they are not at the bottom of the threshold and they have not got their stamina shoes on, so I say to them, and I'm pretty ruthless like this, and I know it's hard for people to hear, but you really can't, you're going to be ineffectual if you don't, in my opinion. Okay, and this is my pair of shoes, and you do not have to adopt this. If this doesn't work for you, don't do it. You just do what's going to be good for you. Okay, but you got to put on a pair of shoes that goes, okay, this is what I do. I go, I'm going to tell you once, and you're either going to do it or you're not. And if you're not, don't come back until you have, okay? Because you're just wasting my time. You're just wanting me to play the game. You're just wanting me to listen to your record over and over again. You just want me to enable you to be sick, really, and unwell. And I'm not prepared to play that game. I just won't play that game. I am not an enabler. I am here to help and heal. I will be supportive to you, but I will only do that when you are genuinely ready. And when you genuinely have your stamina shoes on, your the Matthew McConaughey shoes, he says, keep on trucking shoes. Because I got to tell you, it's going to get rough. It is going to get rough, especially if you've got an addiction. If it's hard going and it's tough, mate, you're going to have that pair of shoes on, and you've got to keep them on, because, especially in the case of addictions, you've got all the chemical withdrawals, you've got the the detox it can be really rough for some people. So you got to know, and it's not just in that case, it could be that, if someone's having a wobble, like with their relationship, and they keep going back to the same person, it's like, well, you're just wanting me to play the game. You just needed a place to camp out until you were ready to go back to him or her or whatever, but you're not actually at the bottom enough to change. You haven't hit your threshold enough to actually go, I'm done. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not having that kind of person in my life anymore. And I'm not going to enable you to go back into that. So don't waste my time. Don't waste my time. I'd rather be there for somebody who really needs me, who is genuinely going to change, who is genuinely going to wear that pair of shoes. And when they wear that pair of shoes, it's like, mate, sister, I am there for you. I am totally 110% there for you. I don't care what the drama is that's going on. If you are prepared to find out why, heal from the pain that's causing you to behave that way, and it's going to be rough, and you know that it's going to be rough, but you're still going to stick with it, then I'm totally there for you. There's no question. Okay, now it's really tough for people to get that, and as a support person, what we'll end up unfortunately often becoming is an enabler, and you're just a person who listens to the same story, the same record over and over and over again, and you get caught up in the drama, you get caught up in the chaos. Now, the only way that you can really be an effective support person in that is to go, right, okay, you're just going to do what you're going to do, but I'm not going to enable you. I'm not going to help you play that game anymore. And the healthy support person will go, ravine ahead. Okay, you're about to throw yourself off into the ravine. A healthy support person will say, okay, I'm there for you when you're genuinely ready. And when you're genuinely ready, I am 110% there for you, and my door is always open. So you keep the door open. You always keep the door open. You always keep the communication going. But getting resilient within yourself, you need to have some help to be able to do that, because there's a level of letting go that's required, and it's hard. Hey, it's tough, because you can see them, they're causing themselves pain. They are and here's the thing, guys, ultimately everybody is on their own journey. They're just all on their own journey. And you, as much as you want to change it or think you can change it, if they do not want to change, fundamentally the change is not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So you have to be able to be in a place where you're going to go, it hurts, and if it's too hurtful, you might just say, look, I can't do this, and for my own self-preservation, for the preservation of the family or preservation of the friends, we have to step away. But it's it's not that we're saying we don't want any more communication with you. We're just saying that at the time that you are ready, when you are genuinely ready to change, when you genuinely got your I'm done shoes, and you genuinely have got the stamina shoes on, where it's like, I will do whatever it takes to push through, to heal, to genuinely heal, that's when I'm ready for you. And when that day happens, that means no more drugs, no more drinking, no more sex, no more whatever it is, no more excessive. And it could be the lighter weight holisms as well. Don't be fooled, guys. Hey, I'm letting you know that there are socially accepted holisms as well. Those being drinking, overeating on sugar, over exercising, getting lost in devices, bouncing from relationships to relationships, because that's what's expected of women, particularly these days. It's like, you're not complete without a man. What a lot of BS, that kind of stuff. So don't be fooled into thinking it's the serious stuff, that's the big drinking and alcohol and whatever. No, it's everything, and we all have it. We all are addicted to something at some level, because to take the edge off, whatever that might be. So get clear, and you've got to be able to get to a point where you can spot the game. You can spot the shoes that they're wearing, the shoes that are working for you, that don't work for you, that other people are wearing. And then you can get clear about, okay, these are the types of support shoes that I'm prepared to wear. And this is how much I'm going to do. And I'm not going to be an enabler. I'm going to be a supporter, a true, fundamental, genuine supporter, that when they are ready, I will be there for them no matter what. Okay. And when that day comes, sister, that's when you can make some serious traction. So why don't you tell me what you think? Are you part of enabling somebody else? Is that are you in that role? Are you the person that's needing the support, but genuine support? Are you the person who needs to be putting on the I'm done shoes? Are you the type of person? Are you the person? What shoes are you wearing that's not serving you? And then the support being, if you're the supporter, is this now a time where you need to go, do you know what? I need to reach out and get some support on being able to let go and accept that they genuinely are on their own path, and no matter what I'm going to do, they're just going to keep on doing what they're going to do until they're going to get it. And dare I say, I hate to say it, but there's sometimes they don't. Sometimes they, maybe it's, if you believe in past lives, future lives, whatever, maybe it's that they have to come back again and learn that lesson. And if you don't believe that, then it just is what it is, isn't it? So you just have to accept that they're on their own path. We're all on our own paths, wearing our own shoes, going on our own journeys, and we got to choose the path that's right for us. And we all come here for lessons that we've got to learn, and we're either going to learn them or we're not. And if we're not, well, then that's our lesson, just as it is their lesson for them to learn. So sometimes you need a little support, being able to let go like that. But I'm not saying let go completely where you're not there for them if they need you. Okay, so I just want to be clear about that. Very important to have a good pair of loyalty shoes on there, and support shoes on for when they genuinely are wanting to change. And then then you can see some serious traction, and then you've made a real difference in someone's life as well. So look, that was a heavy session. I hope that you were able to stick through to the end, and well done if you did. And thank you so much. And if you know of anybody who needs support or whatever, reach out on the Facebook Vicki Jane Facebook group. That's what it's there for. And I hope that you found that really useful. And if you think this could benefit somebody else, please feel free to share it. That's what we're all about. Your shoes, your path, your way. Namaste.